आज हम एक्टिविटी एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन इस चैप्टर पर डिस्कशन करेंगे। Project. It is something which is done along with the curriculum to import practical, realistic, and application based knowledge. Activities like survey, project, field trip, community service, etc., are done to enhance the understanding of concepts, while activities like sports, games, puzzle, discussion, music, theater, dance, drama, etc., helps in holistic development of individual. The most concrete of all types of activity methods, project method, provides learning experiences suited to individual differences. Project is an activity willing undertaken by the pupils for the solution of a felt problem and leading to learning as prescribed in the curriculum. It is concrete activity directed towards the learning of a significant skill or process having a wide connotation. Project includes any activity like dramatics, pageants, making models, drawing maps and charts, collecting pictures, preparing scrapbooks, going on historical tours and exhibitions, preparation of environmental science wall, newspapers, etc. Basic principles of the project method. There are some basic principles of the project method that must be followed while performing activities in classroom. These are as follows. First one is activity. The project involves mental or motor activity. Second one is purpose. Project should be purposeful and fulfill the need of the pupil. Third one is experience. Project should provide varied type of experience to the pupils such as manipulative, concrete, mental, etc. Fourth one is reality. Project should provide real experiences. Fifth one is freedom. The pupils should be free to undertake the different activities connected with the project. Sixth one is utility. The activities undertaken in a project should be useful. Now, steps of project method. Some steps to be followed in project method are: first one is providing a situation. First of all, the project should provide a suitable situation where the pupil feels a spontaneous craving for carrying out a useful activity. The teacher discovers the interests, needs, tastes, and aptitudes of the children. Second one is choosing. One of the more important duties of the teacher is to guide the pupils that they may choose a good project. Third one is purposing. The purposing is the important thing. The teacher might fall a prey to the temptation of making the choice of the project himself due to desire to get quick and good results. This violates the most important principle of the method. The pupils should make the final selection of the project by self-choice and self-imposition. Pupils work wholeheartedly and energetically. Through execution and successful completion of the project, they are stimulated to better planning. Fourth one is teacher's role. The teacher should see that the project satisfy a real felt need of the children and also educative potentialities. He should check that the pupils may not make a wrong choice. He should forestall ill feelings arising out of failure. He should expose the pros and cons of the project and let the students reconsider their decision if the choice is not good. Fifth one is freedom and utility. The pupils should be free to undertake the different activities connected with the project. The activities undertaken in a project should be useful. He should supervise the activities and watch the progress of the project. He should coordinate the knowledge to be imparted through a project. The teacher should see that pupils get a variety of experiences and learn a good deal as they undertake the activities. Sixth one is evaluation. In evaluation or appraisal of the work done, the pupils must find out their shortcomings, good points, and review their work to find that nothing has been omitted and the work has been carried out in accordance with the plan laid down. He should see that mistakes committed are noted to serve as eye-openers for the future. Useful experiences and successes should be reviewed to serve as good examples. The pupils should critically appraise their work. Now we will talk about advantages of project method. Project method has many advantages. These are given below. First one is psychological. It provides the most natural condition of learning. Therefore, the child remembers the principles learned for a longer time. Second one is freedom and self direction. Project method has an element of freedom. It is a method of self direction. In it, the child learns to improvise, to invent, to experiment, to know in all ways possible, and to translate the knowledge into action. Thus, it develops the creative mind. Third one is according to maturity. According to the psychological concepts of maturation, the project method provides learning material that suits one's particular stage of mental development. Fourth one is social benefits. As separate groups take responsibilities for making their own contributions, which are subsequently pooled and become the class effort, project method results in social benefits. Fifth one is training. Project method develops training for social adjustment. It develops the pupils' capacity to adapt themselves to their environment, to make use of whatever is available, and to meet a situation resourcefully. Sixth one is doing after knowledge. In project method, the pupils learn and do because they understand the value of what they learn and do in the carrying out their purpose. Seventh one is democratic. Project method trains children in a democratic way of life. It encourages them to cooperate, to think, and to act together for a common good. For a common goal. Teaching students to be responsible, it gives them freedom within the framework of cooperative democracy. Eighth one is practical. Project method provides learning through practical problems by encouraging pupils to achieve a deeper insight into principles by actually seeing them in operation. Ninth one is growth. Stimulated and encouraged by exploration of many materials, the student approaches other areas of learning in a similar manner. Tenth is evaluation. Pupils learn to evaluate their own work. This evaluation reveals the mistakes and helps in rapid progress and true learning. Now we will talk about limitations of the project method. Limitation of project method are it is less, people get less knowledge. Second one is difficult to formulate. Third one is lack of progress in instruction. Fourth one is require highly qualified teachers. Now we will talk about source method. So according to source method, pupils build account about anything with the help of available sources, documents, accounts, biographies, and literature, etc. Pupils learn to know about particular events to understand the process through which they arrive at the product. Objectives of source method. Objectives of source method. The objectives of source method are to enable the pupils to develop critical thinking, to enable the pupils to form their own independent judgment through a critical analysis of sources, to develop skills of collecting data, organizing the relevant data, and interpreting them, to create proper atmosphere to make the people and events of bygone times more real to students, to stimulate the imagination of the students for reconstruction of the past, to develop and promote proper interest and right perspective in the study of environmental science. Advantages of source method. Source method has many advantages. These are: first one is creating a sense of vividness and reality. Use of sources in the teaching of environmental science gives a touch of realism to the subject. Second one is satisfying the curiosity of children about the question. Source gives the children an insightful insight into the methods by which environmental science have been built up. Third is creating a right type of atmosphere. The sources vitalize the subject and create a congenial and motivating atmosphere for its study. Fourth one is mental exercises. These include right thinking and imagination, comparing and analyzing, drawing, inferences, self expression, and discussion. Fifth one is illustration and supplementation. The original sources can be used to illustrate more important points in support of a lesson. Sixth one is initiation in research. The method initiates the pupils in research which can later prove useful. Seventh one is use at all stages. Though most suitable for the pupils of higher classes, this method can be used by pupils of primary classes also with advantage. Eighth one is meaning. The study of environmental science through Srough's method makes the subject more concrete and meaningful. Limitations of source method. Source method has many advantages, but it has also some limitations too. Some of them are: it is not easy for the teachers of school to have easy access to the original sources. Use of sources is not easy for teachers who are not trained in their use. Source method is too complex and technical. As the sources are available in many languages and scripts covering a period of more than 3000 years, the teachers cannot be conversant with sources in different scripts. This make them this make their use difficult. Now we will talk about supervised study method. Immediate surroundings and community provide many opportunities for supervision. Concrete, tangible, visible, and describable data on cultural, industrial, political, geographical facts and relationships prove invaluable for the teaching of environmental science. Observation lends vitality to the subject matter of environmental science. Direct experiences are more effective in the process of learning. They are also retained for a longer period of time. A trip to a monument, a fort, a temple, an institution provides its first hand experiences which are real. The children can see them, ask questions about them, and examine them. Such experiences are highly conducive to learning. Now we will discuss utilization of supervised study method. Environmental science teachers' supervision provides the pupils ample opportunities for asking questions, gathering data, and pulling information. Visit to telephone exchanges, newspapers, and telegraphs office clarify ideas about communication. Study trips to airports and other transportation centers show how people and goods are moved. Production and consumption can be understood better when pupils see the stores, the markets, and factories of the community. Techniques for supervision study. Various techniques for supervision study are given below. First one is field trips. Field trips are undertaken for securing information, changing attitudes, awakening interest, developing appreciation, promoting ideas, and enjoying new experiences. Second one is community surveys. Community surveys foster comprehensive understanding of community structure and process in their everyday operation, interaction, and complexity. It stimulate in stimulating deep insight into vital community problems and trends. Community surveys are very useful. Third one is community service projects. Community service projects involve individual activities of an integrated mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual nature. They are of genuine educational value to the pupil as well as the society. Fourth one is suggestion for supervision study. Supervision study is a most scientific and new teaching method adopted by the Indian education system. Under this method, the subject teacher observed and supervised the students to study. With the help of subject teacher, students prepared their program and completed their content. Now we will discuss about co-curricular activities. A co-curricular activity is defined as a program or out of class activity supervised or financed by the school, which provides curriculum related learning and character building experiences. Co-curricular activities are voluntary. Co-curricular activities means activities conducted on or off school premises by clubs, associations, and organizations of pupils sponsored by the Board of Education. Teachers have some definite responsibilities for their organization. Many full-time professional teachers are employed. School rooms, time, equipment, and materials are provided. Their relationship with regular curricular activities are regarded as vital. Credit for participation is allowed and recognition is also given. In short, we can say that according to the modern education thinkers, curriculum is not only teaching and learning in classroom, it includes work in library, laboratory, and workshop, participation in games and sports in playground, and numerous informal contacts between teacher and pupils in these places. Now we will discuss about types of co-curricular activities. Co-curricular activities are categorized under 7 headings. First is literary activities. In literary activities comes reading competition. Second one is physical development activities, example games and sports. Third one is aesthetic and cultural development activities, example folk dance competition, historical tour. Fourth one is civic development activities, example group discussion and public speaking. Fifth one is social welfare activities. Example, helping the people, cleaning the society, community service. Sixth one is leisure time activities. Example is music and theater. Seventh one is excursion activities. Example is tour and picnic. Now we will discuss about importance of co-curricular activities in student life. Importance of co-curricular activities in student life are: first one is educational value. These activities have great educational potential. All classroom teaching is theoretical. Practical knowledge can be imparted through co-curricular activities. Excursions and tours provide first-hand experience and reinforce classroom knowledge in subjects like history, geography, nature study, etc. Language and expression improves through debates and recitations. School magazines teach students the art of writing forcefully and effectively. Celebration of functions develop organizational capacities and leadership qualities in students. Second one is psychological value. These activities help in expressing personal behavior and provide a vehicle for creative thinking. These activities act as agent for sublimation of the instincts. Co-curricular activities are a means of channelizing students' instincts into healthy and fruitful channels. Example, instinct of curiosity can be fruitfully channelized by library, stamp and coin collection, etc. Third one is emotional health. The student is a bundle of innate urges or drives. It is natural for him or her to be curious, to show off, to master, to be loyal, and to be sympathetic. Co-curricular activities provide valuable opportunities in which these drives may be capitalized for educational benefit. Fourth one is recognition of individual differences co-curricular activities. By providing a number of co-curricular activities, we can ensure the expression of potential capacities of each individual. Example, writing, speaking in public, dramatics, painting, different games and sports, organization of functions, etc. and provide training in different aspects of personality of students. These activities cater to aptitude, interests, and abilities of students and sometimes act as a determining factor for the choice of future vocations. Fifth one is development of social value. Social cooperation is recognized as one of the important demands of citizenship. By participating in group activities, students learn good manners and develop a sense of cooperation. Students learn to appreciate the relationship of an individual to the social group. Through team activities, students learn social cooperation. They develop group spirit. We feel belongingness, unity, and ability to be cooperative. Sixth one is development of civic value. In group activities, students learn the value of doing one's duty. Example, students' self-government in school provides an excellent training in exercising one's franchise and shouldering responsibilities. They develop in students a spirit of toleration of others' views, health exchange of ideas, fellow feeling, and accepting victory and defeat with grace. Secondly, the school is a miniature society, and the activities of the school should have direct relations with the activities of the society. On the playground, students get opportunities to develop leadership qualities like initiative, decision making, judgment, tolerance, etc. These qualities are required for a democratic society. Seventh one is physical development value. While games, sports, and athletics directly contribute to physical development of students, other co-curricular activities also indirectly contribute to it. Eighth one is recreational value. Lack of ability and training in proper utilization of one's leisure time is one of the major defects in our present system of education. By providing and organizing various activities, we provide wholesome opportunities to our students rather than to spend their spare time in undesirable activities like movies, TV, idle talk, etc. Hobbies developed at the secondary school stage becomes lifelong habits. Such activities also diverts students' attention from harmful activities like drugs, crimes, and channelize their energies in fruitful activities. Ninth one is cultural value. Some co-curricular activities are of tremendous value as they help in providing opportunities for better understanding of our cultural heritage and traditions. Example, activities like dramatics, songs and dances, folk music, exhibitions, and celebration of various religious and social festivals provide better knowledge and understanding of our culture, foster cultural tastes, and awaken cultural interest among students. Tenth one is experimentation. The crucial role of experiments experiments in school's curriculum is universally accepted. A good EVS curriculum must not only give balanced emphasis to both theory and experiments, but also integrate these two essential and complementary aspects of EVS in the teaching learning process. Modern EVS is the result of a creative interplay of experiments, observation, and theoretical inference. There are several ways in which experiments facilitate and improve the learning of the science. First one is experiments help students develop the right perspective of science, namely that science is not just a theoretical abstraction, it is an attempt to describe the working of the real world around us. Second one is experiments are among the most effective ways to generate interest in science. For many students, an apparently dry, uninteresting fact of a theory textbook can become live and exciting when translated into an experiment. Third one is experiments promote the basic skills and competencies of doing science, procedural and manipulative skills, observation skills, skills of representing and interpreting data, and the accompanying conceptual and critical abilities. Now we will talk about limitations of co-curricular activities. Despite laudable efforts in the past, experiments by and large have continued to be marginalized in our school. There seem to be two principal difficulties. These are first is experiments require a certain minimum infrastructure and a laboratory with some basic equipments and consumables on a recurring basis. Second one is assessment of practical skills in science is a sound and objective manner is by no means an easy task. The difficult the difficulty multiplies manifold if assessment is to be carried out on a large scale. Thus, lack of infrastructure and, more important, lack of reliable assessment have resulted in the unfortunate neglect of experimental work in most of the schools in India. Now we will talk about categories of practical skills. In the process of teaching, learning practical skills are of great importance. Practical skills can be categorized in following types. First is procedural and manipulative skills. Practical skills need some procedural and manipulative skills. These are select appropriate apparatus or instrument for performing the experiment. Second is know the limitations of the apparatus or instruments regarding their size, list count, and accuracy. Third one is arrange, assemble, or set and adjust the apparatus systematically. Fourth is handle the apparatus, instruments, chemicals carefully to avoid any damage or injury. Fifth one is perform the experiment with reasonable efficiency and accuracy. After that, separate and remove desired parts of a specimen for detailed study without damaging it. After that, use appropriate methods and materials for specimen and mounting. And the next is locate and rectify the errors in apparatus, instruments, etc. Now, add chemicals in appropriate quantity, dismantle the experimental setup carefully. After that, practice the precautions in handling sensitive apparatus or chemicals or flame. Now, the observational skills. This can enhance the observational skill of a student in various ways. There are these are find the least count of the instrument, read the instrument correctly, notice color change, evolution of gases, formation of precipitates, chemical reaction, etc. carefully, notice the relevant details in a given specimen minutely, locate the desired part in a specimen accurately, and after that take observations carefully and in a systematic manner, and then lastly read the graph and maps correctly. Now we will discuss about the drawing skills. It also helps in improving the drawing skills of students in various ways, such as making proper observational tables, draw circuit diagrams, ray diagrams, experimental setups, sketches, etc. correctly and proportionately, labeling sketches and diagrams correctly, drawing graphs, map from observed data correctly. Now we'll discuss about reporting and interpretive skill. Practical skills also help the student to interpret and develop and help them in making reports. This can be helpful in following ways. Make a proper plan for recording the observation, record the observation or data or information correctly and systematically, classify and categorize organisms, make correct calculations or predictions, use proper formulae and mode of summarizing and reporting the results, report the result using correct symbols, units, terms, and chemical equations. And last of all is interpret the observation and results. In this way, our this chapter is over. We will meet in the next video.